What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Odd Chopper channel. I'm your host, Mike, and this is best bets for UFC Sao Paulo, Brazil. Um, Pretty decent card. We lost a couple of fights this morning because of missed weights, but we're trucking on here. We got three plays for this card. A quick recap of 2 weeks ago, actually. 2-1, great betting card for us. We hit the plus 250 dog on Mike Breeden. We won the Islam Makhachev money line fairly easily there. I think that was a gift, but we did lose on their Magomedov Gafarov over 2.5. So 2-1, hit a big plus 250 there. So that was very helpful. Great week of betting. And we're back this week for UFC in Brazil here. So main event, Almeida versus Lewis. Interesting main event here. Grappler versus striker. And yeah, guys, before I give you my picks, hit the like, subscribe to our channel here at Odd Chopper. Once you're subscribed, hit that notification button so you can get all our videos here on the Odd Chopper channel. With that being said, guys, let's move on. First pick of the night. It is in the Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Zaleski dos Santos fight. And here, like the over 2.5 here, it's minus 120 on Bet365. And this is a bet that I like for a couple of reasons. One, I think they're lining this in the sense that Fakhretdinov is just going to come in and roll over Zaleski dos Santos. And I just don't think that's the case. When we look at Fakhretdinov, he has 3 UFC fights. 2 have gone to decision. The one that didn't was Kevin Lee. And we know Kevin Lee just, he retired shortly thereafter. He just shouldn't have been fighting. The other 2 are against Andreas Michailidis, who's not in the UFC anymore, and Brian Battle. Both of those went to decision. This guy has gone to decision 6 times in his career and facing, pretty much low level of opposition, in his regional scene tape. Now he's facing a guy in Zaleski dos Santos who is very hard to finish, guys. Like, this guy has been finished 3 times in 31 fights. 2 of them were submission losses very early in his career. He's been knocked out 1 time, and that was Li Jiang Li. That was in basically at the end of the fight in round 3. 9 seconds remaining. So that would have even hit the over 2.5 as well. Fakhretdinov probably gets takedowns here, but I just think that Zaleski dos Santos is very competent on the ground. He has very good takedown defense as well. And on the feet, I just think both guys are extremely durable. I don't see a knockout. Maybe a ground and pound from Rinat, but again, I think Zaleski is very competent off his back. Good takedown defense. The over 2.5 here, basically at almost even money here, minus 120. I like that play quite a bit here. So give us the over 2.5 in the Fakhretdinov Zaleski fight, minus 120 on Bet365. Before I go on to our second play of the night, shout out to our sponsor, Bet365. And currently we have deposit $10. You bet 5, you get 150 in bet credits that you can use on this very card of UFC or wherever you like to use it. You must be 21 and older. And if you have a gambling problem, color text 1-800-GAMBLER. Shout out to our sponsor again, Bet365. Moving on, second play of the night. It is in the Bajayo versus Abus Magomedov fight here. And this is a fight that I like the under on at minus 135 currently on Bet365. And this is a bet that we're basically banking on Caio most likely finishing this guy via submission. Abus Magomedov, 31 fights. Very rarely does this guy go to decision. 6 times in 31 fights. He is a kill or be killed type of fighter. We saw it in a Sean Strickland fight. He tried to kill Strickland in round 1, gassed out with like a minute left in round 1, and then subsequently got finished by Sean Strickland in round 2. This guy is just a killer be kill type of fighter. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. Um, Caio Bajayo is going to have a huge grappling edge if he gets this fight to the ground. As this guy gets tired, his takedown defense goes to shit. Um, I do see Caio Bajayo finishing this fight in round 2 via submission. I think this is a very good line here. Also, I mean, in round 1, this guy is very dangerous, so he can clip Caio and maybe knock him out. That's a potential also to give us the under 2.5. So I could see this fight going a couple of ways. Most likely, Caio Bajayo finishing this in round 2 or round 1 via submission. But also, I could see Magomedov getting an early knockout because he does have a ton of power early, can crack. And although Caio Bajayo, is hard to finish, never been finished, but I also don't think he's faced a guy that's such a front runner, that's such a big hitter like Magomedov. So, yeah, give me the under 2.5 here, minus 135. I think this fight finishes one way or another. Again, most likely by Caio Bajayo, ending it via submission here in round 2, most likely. So, yeah, that's our second play of the night. You can get that at Bet365 minus 135. The other shout out is to our oddshopper.com website here. Oddshopper.com is just, all the things that you get from that website. I can't tell you. I mean, it actually gives you bets that have plus EV value on them, that are off market, all those good things, guys. I mean, it's just a no brainer. If you're a betting guy in all types of sports, I mean, it literally gives you bets, and you can click them and easily just start printing. To be honest, it's 50% off the first week or month. The link will be down below. Yeah, I wouldn't, if you want to try it for a week, try it. It's 50% off. It's not much. See how the bets go for 1 week, and then you can determine whether this site is worth it or not. But for me, it's definitely worth it. I do always shop prices. I shop bets. So I use it all the time, and it's a great tool. With that being said, we do want to move on to our last play of the night. It is in the Denise Gomes. Oh, that's an error. Oh boy. Yeah, but this is not supposed to be Aleski dos Santos. It's Denise Gomes versus Angela Hill. Sorry, guys. Everything else, the height, the reach, everything is the same except the name. Apologize for that. But I like Denise Gomes here, minus 134 on the money line. And there's a lot of reasons. Look at these. Look at the age gap. It's 15 years. Um, Denise Gomes is improving fight over fight. When I look at her, yes, last fight, it was a quick knockout. She was a huge underdog versus a very up and coming Yasmin Herige, who's a very good striker, undefeated. She knocked her out very early. She knocked out Bruna Brazil in round 2. I think she's come a long way since her Loma fight, which is the first one in the UFC. You always get those jitters. And even in that fight, she had Loma in trouble in the grappling a couple of times. She got reversed. She made some mistakes. I just feel like Angela Hill, watching her last fight against Mackenzie Dern, I think she slowed down a lot. Mackenzie Dern, not known for her striking, outstruck her at distance, hurt her, dropped her, you name it. And Mackenzie Dern's not really known for her striking at all. And Denise Gomes is. I think she's the younger, more hungrier fighter, has a ton of power in her hands. She's going to pressure Angela Hill. She's not going to let her point fight at distance. I really like that part of her game here to work. Also thinking of grappling, she's very dangerous with submissions, and wouldn't be shocked if she was able to sub Angela Hill. Angela Hill, wily veteran, 28 fights, a good fighter overall. She's good everywhere, but didn't like how she looked last fight, honestly. The Cody fight, she looked good, but the Cody's a different fighter. She wants to point fight as well at distance, and that's just the fight that Angela Hill wants. Don't think Denise Gomes is going to give her that fight. I think she's going to pressure her. I think she's going to take her down, even potentially. I think she's going to hurt her on the feet. So Denise Gomes, multiple pats for me, minus 134, 15 years younger. I think Angela Hill, honestly, might be coming to her last leg here in her UFC career, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but like the spot for Denise Holmes. I have her more in the minus 180 range here. I just think she's probably better everywhere. Outside of wrestling, she might be better everywhere. I also think she might be stronger, to be honest. So we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. I think she's maturing, 23 years old, getting stronger, getting in their prime. And while the other one is probably, getting out of her best years. So give me Denise Gomes minus 134 on the money line. So to wrap up the three plays, it's Fakardinov Zaleski over 2.5. It's the under 2.5, Caio Bajayo versus Abus Magomedov. And it's the Denise Gomes money line to wrap up our three plays here for UFC Sao Paulo. Also want to shout out our Discord channel. Currently, you can get 50% off first month for our Discord. Link will be down below. And if you're into DFS, we will also drop a link down below for the Sims, stochastic Sims. I mean, there is some great stuff going on in that stochastic Sims. It's for the NFL. You can use it for the NFL. You can use it for the NBA. Lots of guys just printing money in DFS using those Sims. So the link will be down below for that as well, guys and girls. Thank you for joining me today for Best Bets UFC Sao Paulo. We will be back next week again. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. One last thing that I usually say on this channel is let's cash those tickets for UFC Sao Paulo. See you all next week. Thank you for joining. Take care.